was passed in the House of Representatives, HRES 398, that tells Tulsa Greenwood's story because we made it a priority. We now go to the next step. We're going to go to the next step of the bills that we all have, that are the bills dealing with the criminal justice. Hank Johnson has a claim bill as he is proceeding to go to court. But you have to be with us. So when we say next steps, watch us. It is to get reparations. Never in the history of the United States Congress did a bill on reparations ever pass the Judiciary Committee or any committee. On April 14, 2021, that bill came out of the Judiciary Committee with flying colors. And what that means is it is ready to go to the floor.
That's right.
It has been vetted by a House committee, without any bragging. That's why she got on it. Most powerful committee in the United States Congress. It deals with your life. And so it got out of that committee. Thank you to our chairman, Nadler, and Steve Cohen, and others. So now, folks, next steps. Oh, I'm not saying that this is a panacea, that the light will shine and the bricks and mortar of where people live right now, that every question will be answered. But we will be in a position to demand response. And what that means is the report will come to Congress, and we as members will then have the authority. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. As it is now, even with the American Jobs Plan, we are all in that. I support the American Jobs Plan. I don't want to go small, I want to go big. American Jobs Plan right now, let's go big. And let's we're not selfish. American Jobs Plan doesn't have black people's name on it. So we go big, we're going to be all in the corners of Tulsa, all in the corners of Houston, corners of St. Louis, and every other corner. American Job Plan, let's go big. American Family Plan, let's go big. These are the bills that the Biden administration has offered. We're prepared to go big on H.R. 40, let's go big, and analyze and present to the American people that the worth of black people and the burden of slavery and the wealth we created, we made Cotton king. No taxation then. We made Cotton king on our backs. We made the transatlantic slave trade rich. We made the South, the landed South, rich. We made the Wall Street banks in New York. We made the commodities of future in the Midwest. That was us. Do you understand that? Have some dignity, black folk. Stand up and say, that was me. That was me. That was me. That was me. I can't hear you. That was me. That was me. And I'm not selfish. That was me. And so my commitment is, with the legislative abilities that we have collectively, not negate my colleagues. I thank them. I want it to be public, that my voice may be shrill, but it is not angry. I want to go with them to get it to the floor. I want to thank my leadership. And I want them to understand that somebody said it's repair. So can we go to the floor saying it's repair, so that no one will be angry and be saying you taking something from me? I don't want to take anything from you. Let me at least get on the docket so that, and I'll say this and I'll close. Human Rights Watch, my good friend Color Change, you've got to travel internationally to see our face internationally. And in spite of what we get angry about, America is still perceived as the hope. We had our moments. I know we've had some moments. But if you're struggling in some village somewhere, if you're a human trafficked somewhere outside of this country, then they say, well, America's coming. Do you know the standing we will get internationally if we do this? I think I said at the beginning, I don't want to be redundant, but do you know the headlines in the French papers on the continent of Africa? Do you know the headlines? Because they live off of, is America good? So I don't know why our folk want to fight this when we're giving them a gift. Do this, and your standing to talk to anybody gets to be where, America, they just gave reparations, or they just passed H.R. 40, or they just dealt and did what is right for people who were burned to the ground, bodies in the street. I get like this because I'm saying, what? It's common sense. It's not anything difficult to do. And the one thing I want to say to folk that don't look like me, it is important for you to understand my pain. Because when you're in pain, because I'm an American, the United States of America, I feel your pain. And I want to help, bail out companies that I don't have a dime in, but I figure they and somebody has a job because they got a corporation somewhere. The one thing I'll say about us, we're not a stingy people. We get in other people's fights. We get in other people's ditches and we go to grab them out. We stand behind other people and along other people. We don't want you to be undermined because you don't look like us, but you're in a ditch. I want people to understand that. We have gotten in ditches with people. And so, America, you got to get in our ditch because we're given a gift. And that gift is that if you do this in many different ways, if you pull the people out, like my sister, who are still in ditches, your image will be without description. And your image will be such that your power will be not by your money, but it'll be by your deeds. That's the next step.
Thank you, Congresswoman. We are well over time, but because you gave us such a word and because my brother Rashad brought up some really good points, I would just leave you all with this because I think it's important that we live beyond hashtag activism. There are a lot of fights out there, from voting rights to the lynchings that are still going on today. And I just want to say there are people in this audience, you were the dream and the hope of the enslaved. And if that's the case, then what are you sowing into our community 100 and 200 years from now? What will our children 200 years from now, if they are our dreams and hopes, what are we sowing into our community today? If everyone does a little, no one has to do a lot. So thank you all for joining this conversation, for your spirit and enthusiasm for this wonderful panel. And Demario, we are with you in this fight. Congresswoman, we're with you in this fight. Everyone else on the panel, thank you so much for providing great context. Thank you.
Peace, brother. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Yeah. But I can't hear you, brother.